That just stops so fast. It just stops. I think I have everybody added. Oh my gosh, I've got to figure that out. I'll get there. It's great. All right. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Kathy, she's taking a drink. Carrie's there somewhere.
I'm eating.
Can you hear me?
There you are. There you are. Okay. So here's the shenanigans for tonight. We're going to talk about the hierarchy of the home. So when you think about the dynamics of your, we'll call it domestic domicile, they're likely different than what they used to be. And what by that, I mean like the older days. So you have to question if things have changed. Have we evolved from that archaic patriarchy and evolved to a civilized matriarchy? And I ask because it doesn't seem to be the social expectation, that social construct, to have the little wife barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen anymore. So it seems today women are commanding their own and they're demanding their own and they're making their own, right? Because we've all got power women and women in executive positions. So it seems like women have set down the gauntlet and now they're doing whatever the hell they want, whenever the hell they want, and they don't need to answer to no man. And then maybe some women are embracing that traditional marital structure, but allowing themselves to be more of the individuals they are rather than having their owner and then being the owned. So where I'm going with all of this is that I saw a post from a friend of mine that I have a lot of respect for. And the dogs are all over the place. She recently made a post about what her the hierarchy in her home. And she's very opinionated. She's very bold with her personality, but she doesn't come off as my way or the highway. She doesn't come off as, a man eater, but she is independent in her thinking. However, in her post that she made that caught my attention is that she is a traditional housewife. She does all the cleaning. She does all the cooking. She makes all the meals and she serves her husband first and then serves the kids and then herself last. When it comes to decision making, she will provide her input to her husband, but in the end of the day, she has the final say. So she put this post out there because she was curious about how other people were living. She realized that not every household is cut from the same cloth. So she was genuinely curious how others have structured their domestic situations. So that is the big taboo question tonight. How are your humble abodes structured, ladies? We all are silent. There's so much independent thinking here.
I played the fifth. That's all I have to say.
She's here. There she is. Okay, two of you showed up at the same time. I didn't realize two of you were trying to get added on the stage at the same time. I'm sorry. So, Katie.
Yay, I found my way back.
I thought you were on the admin, so you should have just added yourself back. Sorry. You and Katie came back at the same time. And I'm like, oh, look, I'll just add that one to the stage. And I thought it was the same name because I couldn't read and teleprompt at the same time. So what do you guys think about that? And Amber, I made a comment to you in our group chat earlier today. We had a conversation about women's rights being in jeopardy. We had a really good conversation about that. And you had sent me, I think, a reel, and it was about a woman pointing out this pastor that was like, this is what we're talking about. This guy is preaching that women should submit and they should be the ones to do whatever their husband says and take care of the house and be quiet and, all this, that, and the other. And then you have this woman who's on Facebook doing her own post. And let me tell you, she's a fabulous interior designer. Her house is gorgeous because she can do that kind of thing. She should be charging for it. And she puts all of her opinions on Facebook without second thinking. Shares her story on Facebook. So I'm kind of curious, where's everybody? What do you guys think? Is that the lifestyle for you? Do you guys want to sign up for that?
No, I don't think so.
No,
thank you.
I second that. Yeah.
Been there, done that, not going back.
We're not living in the 50s anymore, guys.
So, and I was thinking about that when I was writing this little monologue today. Right. That's a very 50s and it's that archaic archaic. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the word now. I just said it.
Pasturing. It's a pastime.
Patriarchy. It's very patriarchy. The guy's the leader of the household. He makes all the decisions. What he says goes. So is that, do we, I guess I don't, it's, yeah, there's so many questions I have. Do we really deny that structure, not the mentality? I guess the mentality is what I want to question. Can we be those people? Can we have a structure similar to what she explains and what she has, but still be that independent thinker who can go out into the world and be like, I stand by this and I don't care if you don't like that, and I'm going to do this. And by the way, here's my brand new kitchen I just remodeled on my own.
Well, here, I want to say something real quick. And then I'm going to not talk because I will probably blow up. I am thinking about the post that you shared as far as like her household and how she runs it and how she does things. But then you also explained that no, she is very fierce and independent and, you know, all these things that you said. And I'm just like, it's, I don't like, one contradicts the other in some instances. Like,
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was thinking.
a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
So you go back again, Kathy mentioned the 50s style of traditional households. And you can even go back further, right, where women were property, which is why we pick up the last name of the guy. You know,
Yeah.
that's it. That is an old-fashioned traditional thing. And who here has their husband's last name? For those of you that are not, we can't see you, say I.
I mean, I have my husband's last
She's
name,
not
but
gonna answer.
honestly,
Yeah.
part of me
do.
wanted to keep my maiden name. Part of me, I honestly thought about keeping my
So-
maiden name.
How many of you were walked down the aisle by your fathers? Oh, Amber, you don't count.
Nah.
I was walked down by my father and my stepfather.
Okay, so that's another that's patriarch. That's a patriot. Oh my gosh, that damn word! I'm not going to get out.
Patriarchal.
That is
Just
a dude.
don't even.
No, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
A patriot is coming out every time. My brain was like, nope, we're not saying that word.
Just say your daddy. Your daddy walked you down the aisle. Your daddy. Just say that.
Of course, now I think like, you know, a dad walking a daughter down the aisle, it's not really, it doesn't mean the same thing that used to.
No.
Like, a dad isn't like giving a girl to another man like used to be. Now it's just more of just kind of a traditional
Sentimental
wedding
thing.
processional.
Because
Sometimes people like will have their mom and their dad walk them down the aisle just
Sure.
because, you know,
I have
you
my
can totally
boys.
do what you want. So I don't look at that necessarily as being something negative just because it doesn't have the same meaning that it used to.
Mm-hmm. So, but maybe isn't she embracing a new mentality to the traditional wife? She's not owned. He doesn't stop her from going on Facebook. She can come up with an
You're talking about
idea.
this particular person. Okay. I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about just anybody who like lets
No,
their husband.
but
Okay.
she's a good example, right? Because she
Yeah.
seems contradictory. She
Oh,
can.
absolutely.
It sounds like she, in her mind, her traditions or what she wants is she wants to take care of her family first. It doesn't really line up with the old traditions that you're thinking of. It's just her preference, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, and
then
I think it is a preference for
It's
sure.
a preference and how she treats her family, but she's also has her own life, it sounds like, which he doesn't interfere with. So
Yes, that's exactly. So
yeah.
up until this post of hers, I just assumed it was an equal opportunity household. For my household, it's basically an equal opportunity household. For instance, chores, if it needs done, do it. It's not Tara's responsibility to keep the kitchen clean, and it's not Jim's responsibility to keep the lawn mowed. Like we're not gender rolling here. It's he loves to mow, so he prefers to do that. Cool. And there's things that I prefer to do. We don't even lean into our strengths and weaknesses. We just, if the floor needs vacuumed, vacuum it. If the dishes need done, do them. If it's, whatever. So we have that kind of household. We both live our independent lives. We just happen to be able to do it together, which is why we're such a good couple. But I've been married twice before. And her putting that post out there really made me think about why my previous marriages didn't work out.
Part of me feels like it can kind of depend too on the situation. Like, are you, do you stay at home? Do you work full time? He works full time. I
Yeah.
think it kind of makes a difference in it because, like,
Totally
nobody's going to
agree.
tell me what to do. That's for sure. But,
She did work full time. This is interesting. I'm going to share this about her since nobody knows her name. She said that she passed all the decisions are at the end of the day go down to her husband, right? That's what her post was, and that's what I share with you guys. She rage quit a few months ago. She found her threshold, she found her boiling point at work, she'd had enough, and she rage quit. Didn't talk, and as far as I know, didn't talk to her husband. She just made the post, I had enough, guys. I no longer am working. I'm going to take some time off, come back to it, and I come back to it. But even then, beforehand, she was still cooking and cleaning and doing all of it.
Yeah, that reminds me of my mom and dad.
So
Much.
what would have happened?
Here's the question that I have, because I totally get the fact that, like, yeah, I gotta fucking quit this and then I'm done. And
No, you're not.
then you take a different role, but is she like giving? Here's what struck me and what I don't like. Ultimately, it's his decision. Like, does she just want to, like, because I'm in situations sometimes, not in general, like all the time, but there are times where I'm like, you know what? I'm done. It's your decision, because I don't want to think anymore. I don't want to make the decision. I've made enough decisions this week that I don't want to do another one. So
Yeah, sometimes
it's up to you.
else do it.
Agreed.
So,
It's hard to understand what she means by all decisions, because it sounds like it isn't all decisions. So what decisions is she referring to when she says, when it comes down to it, it's his decision?
yeah. Well, because she's decorating the house and all this stuff, and I'm sure he doesn't have any input there. Like, she's doing what she wants.
Yeah, you should see the pictures of her house, man. She needs to do that professionally. I want her to come decorate mine. She's phenomenal with it.
But it's confusing. Like, there is just so many lines.
Okay, so let's unpack that for a moment. What kind of decisions in your households do you prefer to make with your person, and which can you go off and just make? So can any one of you just go out and go buy your own vehicle without talking to your other half?
For me, what I do with my money I earn is my decision. When it comes to our blended family, we always bounce things off each other for sanity checks or for advice or something like that. But at the end of the day, my decisions that I make are my decisions for my kids, and his are his for his child. We still like to communicate together to make sure that we're sounding boards for each other before making a final decision on things, but we're really there to support each other in making our own decisions, I guess.
That's kind of the way that Aaron and I handle it too. It's because blended families, that's a whole different dynamic, and it is hard to navigate that.
If you start messing with other children, especially in an older blended family, it doesn't ever end up good.
So let me throw a couple of wrenches into this just for fun.
Just for funsies. Just for funsies, Tara. Just for funsies.
So we had a shenanigans discussion about child support, and I mentioned a friend of mine who was paying child support and paid it for the entirety of the divorce and continues to. This is her.
Now sorry. I would say that.
She's a very. She has been paying. She has been. She's like, let me hear this closely. So we had a shenanigans discussion about child support, and we were talking about how some women end up paying. And I mentioned I knew one that was paying, and She's the person that I know that paid child support for 4 children from and I don't remember when the divorce was. It's been some time. It's been at least, oh God, 15, 16, maybe even 20 years. I don't know. It's been a long time. I think there's still one child to graduate. And so she's been paying that bill. So does that adds an interesting, because you don't consider that, right, when you think of traditional wife, because she's in a blended family.
What
Yeah, I
is,
mean,
can I ask what the child support has anything to do with the topic that we're discussing?
so when you think about a traditional wife who does her thing, and if that it's the mentality factor. How many traditional wives do you know are paying child support? The two are also contradictory. When you think about the constructs that we've subscribed to in our society when it comes to men and women and the family structure, the home structure. I just found that this is why I was so mind blown today. She's got a fascinating story. She really does. I
Well, I
never would
wish
have
she
thought
was
100
still
years.
to the top. Is she going to join? Is she?
She can't. She wasn't feeling super well. She had a hard day yesterday and it seeped over into today. I don't want to get into those details. She just has some medical stuff that she wasn't quite expecting to deal with this week. It happens from time to time. But I mean, we can always revisit this topic and bring her back on because that's one of the things I love about her. She is very strong in her opinion. She's unapologetic, but she's very open-minded. She'll listen to somebody and be like, yeah, okay, you can believe that way, but I disagree. But yeah, that's fine. You can do that. And so she's not mousy. She's not weak. She is not. And I wanted to put the question on her today, and I thought if she was able to join this evening, I would have. So I'll present it to you guys. We don't have any traditional wives in the group, but it makes me wonder how influential is she? Like, how much influence does she have if she's that strong and that outspoken? Maybe she's actually more influential than she gives herself credit for.
Well, I'm going to stop real quick and say you mentioned traditional wives. So, like, what is everyone's thought on what a traditional wife is? What that meaning could someone else could think X, someone else could think Y. Like, that could mean
Yeah, to
something
me,
else.
a traditional wife is somebody who stays home, takes care of the kids, takes care of the home, does the cleaning, does the laundry, does all, and the man brings home the paycheck and then does the man work.
That would be
like mow the lawn.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
traditional by like 50 cents. But I'm just like, I think that I feel like the traditional term of like that has changed somewhat throughout time, and so
Yeah, I agree with you,
that's
Katie.
why
I don't think traditional wife today is the same as it was 50 years ago. It's different. So I think today it's just more of a preference.
More even 20 years ago.
Yeah, probably. I think now,
I mean, a traditional wife is usually still like, going to have a job and bring home a paycheck.
And have kids and all those things.
And do all the things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I probably have the closest to like a traditional marriage than any of us, I think. Well, I knew that alarm was going to go off. Alexa, the light. Hold on just a second. I'm sorry.
Who has the Life 360 app?
I do.
It keeps going off.
No, that's Alexa.
Oh, my
Okay.
daughter looks at the
That's her Alexa.
Sorry.
I probably shouldn't say it. The lady in the tube is hollering at her.
But yeah, I probably have more of what people consider, that kind of relationship marriage, because I do stay home. He is the breadwinner. But there's a lot that's not traditional. Like, he doesn't have dinner waiting on him every night. He cooks as well. I make decisions on my own without consulting him. Maybe I shouldn't, but sometimes I do. Like big purchases, typically we talk about it and, we either agree or we don't. If we don't agree, then we don't do it. But like cleaning and stuff, he'll jump in and clean too. So I don't know how traditional it is, but it is in a way, and probably more so than any of yours, since I do stay home all the time. But I'm lucky and I have a really good husband. So
Compared to all of our husbands who are just,
I mean, I have a good husband most of the time.
most of the time.
yeah, I would say most of the time.
But I'm the same. I don't know. When I was married before, it was kind of the traditional. I didn't realize that until halfway through the traditional, because I am like, I'll go out and mow the grass. I went out and chopped trees down. I went and did all that, but I also cooked and cleaned. Like, I did all of it, and I expected him to do it. Like, if I'm doing this, you're gonna do that. I was working. We're both full time. Like, I've never not worked full time, like at a job. So I expect us both to meet in the middle. And
Yeah. I was like
with
that
Aaron, yeah.
when our kids were growing up. I was that way too, because I view a mom staying home as a hell of a full-time job. So I never understood why mom stays home with the kids all day. Then she's got to cook dinner, clean up after dinner, when does mom's job end? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
It never ends. It never ends.
Does not end.
Okay, so I mean, if you enjoy it though, I'm sure there are women that are, because when I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was for 6 years, I loved it.
yeah,
I loved taking
you
care of
can
the
love it.
house,
But you also
and
time off, and I never understood why a husband could come home and kick his feet up in the recliner while the wife continued to
continued.
stay till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
So that, then that's what got me to thinking when I read her post, and I was like, wait a second. I looked at the relationship and the structure, the home hierarchy we have today, and it's very much, we work together and we help out with the house. We get done what needs to get done. And if we need help, we ask for help, or, whatever. We're pretty solid like that. We discuss decisions, and we know each other's boundaries, and we know the boxes we're playing in. And then I look back and I was like, ooh, you know what? I don't think necessarily I was fighting over money or loyalty or anything like that in my first marriage. I think my first marriage, maybe I was fighting over, I didn't understand the hierarchy of our homes. And I think in my first marriage, between the two, for certain, my first marriage, there was definitely a misalignment of understanding in the hierarchy of the home. He was raised in with the women who stayed home until the kids went to school, and then mom, once the kids are in school, mom's supposed to get a job and help out around the house, and still then both individuals help out around the house together because both are working. But if you're not working, then you need to be doing the work around the house type of thing. And I was just like, and I didn't get that. I think he thought I would get that. And I realized, looking back, I'm like, no, we power struggled throughout majority of our relationship, because we get along today just fine. We have a kid that went through a brain trauma. We get along fine, but we don't have to live together. We don't have to team up together other than just taking care of this kid. And then my second marriage, it was probably the same thing, just backwards. I think we were power struggling. I was probably power struggling with a very passive person. So there's no way that was going to work. So I'm kind of curious if maybe for me.
Did you just say you were a passive person?
No, my second ex-husband. Let me be clear.
It's just like, what the fuck did you say?
The weirdest question you have ever asked. Ever. Did you just say you're passive?
I want to understand what I heard.
No, my ex-husband was very passive, very conflict adverse. Would not, you could get mad at him and he'd be like, okay. And you're like, or you can join me in this fight. That'd be great. Would you like to join me in this fight? But for, Jim and I, we don't fight. I think fighting is not a part of our natural routine, right? We don't fight over even when we are annoyed, aggravated, irritated, whatever. We can read each other's moods and be like, today's not my day with him. I'm just going to walk away because I'm pretty sure that has a short fuse. So you just walk away, grab a glass of wine, and wait for that fuse to lengthen back out. And he can read me the same way, except he'll bring me the glass of wine and kind of slide it under the door of the bedroom and be like, here you go. Love you.
Okay, bye.
Right. So I'm kind of wondering, if you take that mentality to it, and you take that and apply that to your previous relationships, marriages, was there more of a power struggle? Was that maybe ultimately the real problem that, I know Kathy, I see you responding. It was probably a bad question for you because I know who you were married to.
I don't
Actually,
even
no,
know.
that actually does apply because that is a power struggle. That person, your ex, is definitely power hungry.
Oh, yeah, even as divorced, 6
I
years later.
agree. Go, Kathy. But I'm just going to say, I agree. My ex, it's same situation.
Yeah,
And he and
mine
I have
was
very
too.
similar situations. Yeah.
So but
Uh,
it's all bad, negative, but that's still a power struggle, power to be accepted and
yeah.
not abused, and then a power to control. So it's still because I think that's it. I think, and once you find that person that's like, Katie, I don't need to control you. You want to go hop in the lake or hop in the pool and it's cold as hell? Go for it. Let me know if you need help. I am going to bitch about it later
I
because it's
don't need
inconvenient
help.
to
I don't
me.
need help. I won't need help.
Notes.
Yeah,
Notes.
I've had that husband with a high ranking position, and I stayed at home with my youngest son, and of course the other kids. But um, there was definitely power struggle and control. He did expect the 5-course dinner on the table every night. If it was raining, I might still have to go out and use the barbecue grill in the rain. The house had to be perfect when he got home. It was all those, you run around at the last minute when they're getting ready to pull up, make sure everything's picked up. And it was pretty bad like that. So when I married Dale, which has been 20 some years ago, I was like, I'm never doing that shit again. There's no way. I might not ever cook again. And he still said he'd marry me. So
That's awesome.
I was in the same situation like with my first husband. Oh my gosh, like he didn't touch a pot or pan. Like there was no he
yeah.
refused. He refused to cook, he refused to clean. I there were times that he made me like stay up until midnight, 1, 2 in the morning doing his laundry because he had to work the next day and he didn't have any clean underwear, you know.
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean, stupid shit like that, right?
Yep.
And so, now with my husband, like he knows that I don't really like to cook. I mean, I do. Like I like to cook when
When you feel
When
like
you
it,
want to
enjoy
cook,
it, but when it when it's
do you feel like you were kind of traumatized in a sense, and now because of what you went through before, you don't like to do those things? Because I'm that way.
definitely, I feel like I
yeah,
could be a toddler kicking and screaming if I was,
Mhm.
kind of forced to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think like my husband knows and understands that and always has. So, that's helpful because it
Yeah.
wouldn't have done him any good to not understand. But yeah, definitely you feel, you know, you're not going to do it again, period.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I love to cook, but I do it on my time when I am in the mood. And I like to cook like different things, not the normal dinner meals, because they're, everybody's got like their certain ones you cook a lot. I like to cook like different things and recipes and stuff. So it's got to be when I'm ready. That's
See,
what
and
I
yeah,
I
if I
yeah.
cook,
for
I'm planning a
Thanksgiving.
meal. Yeah.
What's that?
Well, because I'm the prime, I cook mainly. I mean, not that Aaron doesn't, and we tried to do this. We're like, okay, Katie cooks these days, Aaron cooks this day, and maybe it's like we try to plan it.
Mhm.
It's not his go-to, but I do love. That's like my love language. Sometimes I do
You're
love
the
to
you're the
cook.
super
And
host.
Yes.
I like to do that. But some days I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm out. I'm not I'm not. You guys can fend for yourselves, or Aaron, if you want to do something, it's up to you. I'm not a part of it. Like,
You know what's great about that kind of when you make that kind of proclamation on any given day, Katie, and your partner's like, Okay, cool. Yeah. So do you want to go out to eat, or do you care? Like I'll just drive us and we'll go out. So I've done that where right now I do most of the cooking throughout the weekdays. Then Jim cooks on the weekends, and Jim loves to cook. He's found it to be something that he really enjoys doing. It's part of his love language to me and to those that get to sample his fares. And I'm okay with it. I'm not as good with it now. Baking, different story. I bake really well, and I love to bake. Um, but because of our schedules, it just makes sense that I cook on, throughout the weekdays and he cooks on the weekends, and we're not worried about 4 nights versus 3 nights, whatever. And there's been a couple times I'm like, look, I ain't in the mood. I just ain't. It's not happening tonight. So what do you want to do? Do you want to do Mad Rocks, or do you want to stay home and make it up? And he's like, Mad Rocks is cool. We can go to Mad Rocks. And then, of course, he always picks up the check. That's something he's traditional in that fashion. He always wants to pick up the check. The one time I did, it took a gaggle of us, but because we split, his bill was his 50th birthday and we barely got away with it. He was not happy because to him, that's something that he loves to do, is pick up the tab. But yeah, I mean, we split that, Kate. This is what works. And when I'm not working right now, but then when I do go back to work and I am in an office, we'll see what we need to adjust. It won't be my burden to bear. It'll depend on what makes sense for the routine.
Well, what I will say real quick is the reason that, because I got to a point where we're both busy, we're both working a lot. For the majority, Aaron, we both were trying to split cleaning and laundry and all of that, although I would say most of it fell on me. But I was planning meals, doing all the grocery shopping, cooking the meals for most of the week.
But do you think that maybe we tend to take a lot of that on ourselves, like not because they're really expecting it? It's almost like we feel guilty, like we need to do that, and we just automatically take control of all of those quote unquote woman duties.
I
Well,
don't.
You were raised. You were raised to. Well, I know I was anyway. As a girl, like, okay, this is what you do. You do the cooking and you do the cleaning and you do the things, and so then you get into a relationship and you just kind of like dive in because it's just kind of what you were.
Okay.
You were taught.
So that comes right over to get to Ducking's point. She made it a few moments ago, and I was waiting for the right moment. She comments, women of my mother's generation didn't even think of divorce. They stayed, suffered, focused on children as their purpose, didn't feel they had any other choice. Big gender rolling there, right? Where you're taught as a woman, because you give birth, or are supposed to be able to rather, you will do the household duties because women nurture and create the home, which there is something to be said for how a woman makes a home versus a guy building a house.
When I was growing up, my parents definitely had that kind of marriage. My mom did work full time always though, but she would come home from working all day. I was a brat. So she'd come home from working and she immediately had to start dinner. So I'd see her throw the laundry and the clothes, run around and vacuum. When my dad would come home from work, he would drop in the recliner, grab him something to drink, kick back and watch MASH and fall asleep in 10 minutes. And God forbid if you grab that remote, because he was going to wake right up and you're in trouble. And I remember like at the time feeling kind of angry about it. And I don't know why, back then why I felt angry. Now I feel sad for my mom. Like when I think back on that, I feel sad for her. And she definitely is one of those that, you're going to stay in your marriage no matter what. And so I think that my marriage is kind of a split between traditional and whatever you want to call what we're doing.
Modern.
Contemporary.
Carrie and Dale.
What about those women or men for that matter that have personalities that take on so much because, and I'm speaking about myself here,
because, I thought she was talking to me,
because they want it done a certain way.
Oh, Kathy with the cleaning. Kathy with the cleaning. The cleaning.
So
I tell them to calm down and chill out. It's fine.
You're feeling, hold on, wait, let's take this back to a little bit of an, wait, hold on. I'm going to Amber S this up a little bit. Kathy, your feelings are valid. And also, let it go. There's a song about it.
I know.
No, I get that though, Kathy.
No,
I think the same way.
But listen, so I like to do the things that I like to do a certain way. And when he interferes, I go back and do it again because I don't like the way he did it. Or, for example, he likes to mow and doesn't want me touching the outside, but I also like to do that. So what happens when I want to mow and he doesn't want me
Kathy's
to?
out at midnight sneaking the lawnmower out.
No,
doing
Oh my
360.
God. I have so much to say about the mowing.
Kathy, if you are ever out at midnight in a evening gown mowing the lawn, I want pictures. And if
Yeah,
any
we
of you
need
watch-
video.
I was going to say, if any of you have ever watched Desperate
No,
Housewives, you know
it's
exactly what I'm
it's a,
talking about.
I won't be doing that. But
I think
it
that
is
goes
a
back to what I
struggle.
was saying
It's a real
earlier.
struggle. When we talk about how we were raised, right? I had a very strict mom who, at a very young age, I was doing a lot. I was an only child till I was 11. So I was doing the dishes by myself, doing my own laundry at 9, helping my dad mow the grass outside at a very young age. But it molded how I am today because now I cannot stand certain things. Like I have a problem with it. It's not that I don't want my spouse to help me with those things. I just think that
You do it better.
it causes me anxiety when it's not done the way that I like it to be done. And
Yeah.
I'm sure that he feels the same way about certain things that he likes to do. I don't. So when we're talking about responsibilities and traditional homes and things like that, it's just all these different things come into play because we're not in that traditional mindset anymore, I guess. So it's hard. The struggle's real, I tell you.
I think that we sometimes just like certain things done our way. You know, it's not even maybe that they do it wrong. It's just that we want it done our way. And it's funny you mentioned that because yesterday Tara and I were on the phone and my 23-year-old son was supposed to have mopped. And I go look at my entryway and I'm like, what the hell happened? You guys, he didn't sweep first. He did not sweep. And I'm like, Tara, what the hell? Like, do these young people not know to sweep before they mop? And I wound up mopping back over it, you know. So that goes back to what you were saying, Kathy, because typically I don't ask them to do shit like that because I know I'm going to get irritated. Even if he would have swept properly and done it where it looked like somebody actually had mopped, I still probably would have found little things with it and just gone back over myself anyway. So
I just got back from my trip, seeing my family in Kentucky, and I knew, I mean, ask my son, Alec, I told him I'm anxious to go inside the house because I know there's going to be something that he tried to do that wasn't done right. And sure enough, I walk in the freaking house and there's grease all over the fucking counter.
and then we're
He
nitpickers.
tried to wipe it up.
Okay, so that's not nitpicky. Grease on a counter,
He
that's
just-
hard.
He just
I flip
he
my
just
shit.
he just kind of just smeared it. He tried.
Oh my god.
But that's the kind of
Well, he tried. That's the thing. I think we have to take away, they tried.
well, here I've gotten better because
Yeah, you're not getting a trophy because you tried, but you
I was
left
going to
grease
say
all
no
over the counter.
participation trophies here.
I used to
First place only.
I used to say something to him about it, and now I just don't, and I just
You
redo it.
just shake your head and do it. Yep.
Yeah, I knew this was going to happen.
So, okay, because now I'm curious, what is the one thing in your house that needs to be done your way, no matter what? You cannot walk away from it. Once it's done wrong, you will go back and redo it, know how much it offends the other person.
For me, it would be dishes and the floors.
Amber?
For me, it's things not being in the right place. Yeah.
Anything specific or just in general?
Just kind of in general. Like I used to be very similar to Kathy because like I was raised with a really strict mom too. I was cleaning the house from a very young age and everything had to be done like, just right. Like this is the way you do it. and if you don't do it this way, it's wrong. And if you don't do it to her standards, then you're redoing it. Like, and so like I kind of had adopted that for the longest time, and I realized how much anxiety it was bringing me. And I was just like, now here I'm sharing a house with a husband and, sometimes kids, depending on who's living there at any given time. And I mean, I just had to be like,
Yeah.
they're going to do what they do. And as long as it's not like a disgusting mess like that, I still can't, do. But like if it's a little bit cluttered, or if things are a little bit dusty, like whatever, that's fine. I have just kind of learned to let it go. But when things are put in the wrong spot, that drives me crazy, because if I can't find something right away and I have to go looking for it, like, the coffee goes right here. If it's in another cupboard over here and I just woke up in the morning and I'm trying to get a cup of coffee and I can't find the damn bag of coffee, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Right. So those are
Somebody get the woman a damn cup of coffee, please.
Everything in its place, and a place for everything. Like, it's just that's
okay. Did not mean to trigger Amber. My bad. I know that trigger. I knew that one. I actually knew that one. I should have known. I should have.
Amber, I was looking for some garlic salt today.
Oh no.
And I knew I had a whole thing of it. It was I see it in my mind's eye. So I'm digging through the cabinet, and there's my fucking honey. I've been looking for my honey, and I have it in a specific spot with other things, and there it was. But I found the garlic salt. So that was my primary goal, and I found it.
No, I totally
Totally did it.
and I'm laughing. So I'm like, I'm sitting here asking this question. I'm like, I need to come up with something. Nothing really gets to me. And then I trigger Amber. I'm like, she need to slow her roll, because I'm about to get triggered right along with her. Because until I was thinking, I'm like, oh, the fridge. And I don't know if Jim's within earshot or not. He's down here somewhere. I'm like, the fridge.
What triggers you, Tara? I want to ask you what triggers you.
What, like, at the house, like, I like things put away, especially in the fridge, because I don't go crazy about them. I just kind of roll my eyes, like, okay, here we go again. He just shoved shit in the fridge, and we got one of those home box meals, and when you organize the fridge, everything fits, right? But he's just like, hey, so the home box meal thingy came in. I put it on the fridge out in the garage. I'm like, thanks. Damn. And
okay, well, that's the thing. I just want to, sometimes you have to bite your lip. It's hard to do at times. Well,
that was not. No, I'll tell you what drives me crazy, and I don't say anything about it. It's real. Everybody there's boy moms all up in here, so y'all know what I'm about to say and what it means when the toilet's not flushed. Drives me up the fucking wall.
Oh, or what if it's half flushed?
Yeah.
I did a half flush. At least there was effort. There's effort. There's an attempt, and maybe there was more effort than there was more effort needed. I get that, but flush the toilet.
I have a sign in my bathroom that says, "If you pee on the sink, I will scrub it with your toothbrush. Love, Mom."
I love it.
I bet you wrote that and put that on there.
That's one of the things. I am like, if I fucking sit on this seat one more goddamn time on pee, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Anyway,
okay.
All right.
Hold on. Can you let me backpedal? You want me to get triggered to that, right? That's what we're looking for. We want that kind of trigger. Let me think on it, because you want animation is what we're looking for. Let's do it. Carrie, you go first. Let me think about this for a moment.
Well, that's kind of a hard question. Like at 51, I'm pretty set in my ways on most everything. So I'm not gonna lie, I like most everything my way. My family has figured out how I want things, and they just have dropped in line finally. But the biggest thing probably that I'm really dead set is I have to have the kitchen has to be clean. Oh, the countertops have to be clean. I like everything to be in its proper place. I like it to look nice and pretty. and the guys with their coffee in the morning, dripping it on the counter. I
Mhm.
don't know how many times I've told
So
them,
that's a dude
if
thing,
I
huh?
have
Because
to
my
clean
boys would
up
do the
any
same
more
thing.
coffee. Oh,
Yes.
I've told them, if I have to clean up more coffee,
Like,
I'll
how
put
do you
damn
miss
coffee
your,
counter.
how
I'm
do
gonna
you
throw
miss
the damn coffee pot out in the street, and I'm not joking. I will.
You
I'll
don't drink
video
it.
it too.
Kathy, it's the same concept as the toilet seat and everything else around it. Like, I
Yeah,
don't get that
I don't get it.
either. There must be some sort
Men
of
just have a
adjacent
problem with those
splash.
things, don't they? And I'm like, you
I'm gonna
know,
try that. I'm gonna try standing up as well to see what happens, and then I'll just leave it for other people in the house.
but I'm like, do they not
Don't
see?
do that in my bathroom.
Do they not see all this black?
You'll never know the difference. Not with your people.
Do they not see all this black liquid on this white countertop? I mean,
Yeah, we
am I
have white
with
cabinets, and that's
icicles?
where I find the coffee drips all the
Oh,
time.
They're
so damn
oblivious.
annoying.
They're oblivious.
Well, when I throw it
And
out here in
Aaron
a week or
hates that
so,
word.
I'm gonna send you guys the video of it because they're on their last straw, man.
When I say to Aaron, you're oblivious, he finds that the most offensive word. I'm like, well, what
If
else
the
do
shoe
you want
fits,
me to
Cinderella.
say? Like,
Dale would
you're not getting it. I don't know.
If the shoe fits, Cinderella, then you know.
Right.
So
I
actually,
know.
get to ducking point. Okay, so you know what? She inadvertently found my trigger for me. Question: did any of you feel you had to wait for time to talk with your husband when they are wrong about something? Is it better to address at that time or wait till husband calms down? So, what snaps my last twig in my short unshaved bush of like I'll let a lot of stuff go.
Oh my God. I love how you're going.
You're welcome. I love you, Katie. It's
We just
referencing
learned a little something about Tara.
No, you did not. I was giving Katie some love because I'm just giving Katie some love. That's all. At any rate, go back to slumber party night, and you'll let that plane land. What'll snap my twig is I will ask. I don't nag, right? So something's got to be important to me if I'm going to ask repetitively. And so what will get me is I'm a full circle thinker, and I don't have as high appreciation for the mouth breathers out there who don't full circle think. I don't need them to do it all the time, just when it matters. And so when something irritates me and there's no changes to it and it's being ignored in the house, I'm like, all right, cool. I've done my part. I've tried talking. I've tried reasoning. I've tried being a bitch. Nothing's working. Cool. We'll let it go. But when the table flips over and I'm approached with, this is really starting to bother me. Can we work on this? Hey, this really bothers me. Can we work on that? Hey, this really bothers me. Can you, when the table flips and it's expected of me to find that change and make it happen, I'm like, so that rules for thee, but not for me. What? Okay. So that's what'll trip my trigger fast. I actually will shut down for a few days before I'm like, I can't say a whole lot because I won't be nice. You're 6'4", 250 pounds. It would be sad for me to make you cry. And I really want to. So I'm going to walk away to my bottle of wine. And so we actually had a situation recently where this situation I wanted to get under control, get attention to, get awareness for, not going to happen. Fine, cool. Whatever. It's not that important, really. Got a great man. We've got a great life, blah, 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 blah. And so we've got this 15-year-old girl in our house. And if any of you have ever had a teenager of any sex, intersex, hetero, homo, I don't care. I don't care what their genitalia is. I don't care what they are. They're a teenager. They are a flipping monster. That's all there is to it. And they're
Teenagers stop.
For a short time, and they're dirty, they're gross, they don't have this whole hygiene thing figured out, and it's like, I'm gonna pick my battles, and until something starts growing that is reminiscent of a cancer treatment program, I'm probably just gonna let it go and let this teenager learn her lesson. But Jim's like, hey, so can she clean her bathroom? Can she do this? In the public bathroom, yes. But he keeps on and on. I'm like, I'll just go clean it. He's like, well, I don't want you to do it. I'm like, it needs to get done. So I'll do it. And he's like, well, I'm just tired of saying the same thing over and over again and nothing gets done. It's like, I wish I understood that. I wonder if I understand that feeling at all. And I just kind of walk away. He's like, are you mad? I'm like, I don't feel happy. And he's just like, fuck.
So I want to answer Ducking's question too. Should I wait, where was it? Did any of you feel that you had to wait for time to talk to husband when they were wrong about something? So sometimes I do that.
Mhm.
But I used to not to do that. and I tell you that things go much better now that I do take time to kind of wait sometimes. Um, but it depends on, like, how wrong he was, because I got to be right too. And I'm probably going to confront that pretty soon, like right away. Um, but is it better to address at a time or wait till he calms down? Definitely, I think it's better to wait till anybody
Oh,
calms down. But the other thing I was going to say that a lot of women do, and like I don't know if any of you do it, but I know a lot of women do, and I used to be one of them. When your husband walks through the door, and we start throwing 10 different things at them. This happened today. One of the kids did this, this phone bill's due, blah, blah, stuff like that. And we hit them like as soon as they come in the door, right? Like they're coming home, and same with us. We're coming home to our house. That's like our safe place. So when we want to walk in the door, we don't want to be bombarded with all that. It took me a long time to figure that out to where I wouldn't do that anymore and just wait till they're relaxed, just like I would want somebody to do to me.
Yeah. Agreed. I do wait when there's something that really bothers me and irks me.
Yeah.
I wait
No,
till my
you have
emotions
to wait
have
the right time.
settled. And then, and
Well,
even if it takes a couple of days, I'll wait until I'm settled down before I be like, hey, you know what? This is how I'm
Yeah.
feeling about that.
And obviously it depends on how heated I am, because if I'm heated, nothing's waiting, right? But if I have my temper in control and can stop and think about the situation, then I
Mhm.
absolutely would wait until I feel it's a little better time.
Yeah,
Let
Yeah.
cool off.
communicated a lot better.
well, I will flip this.
She's like, nope, I can't bring
Sorry.
the moment.
Well, and my husband just got home, so I'm gonna sneak in this room. Anyway, because sometimes I've had a really busy day. Maybe he hasn't had that day. Like I've had a crazy day, and he wants to come home and talk about, oh, hey, I paid this, or I planned this, I did this. And then I just have to stop him and
Right.
be like, we need to talk about this later. Like my mindset is not,
We just enjoy the fact that
we,
we're finally home together after the long day for a little bit.
yeah, let's table it. Here's what I say. Let's put a pin in it. We'll take it out later. Like that's what I say.
Here's my grenade for the day. The pin is in it. We'll remove it later for funsies. Like,
Yep. And then usually it works, and sometimes feelings get hurt on both parts. Like I try to be very aware of what's going on and when I should address certain things. My husband, not so much sometimes. I just think he's not as much aware of like what's going on. But so I'm direct and to the point, like, can we just talk about this later? Like, that would be great. And then we'll talk about it later. But it goes for both men and women. So,
and I think women should probably wait. There's echo. That would be Carrie. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Hello. I had a reverberation. It was bad. I don't know what it was.
We
It
did
was
too.
okay. Good. I was just like, I was responding to it. I didn't see you guys respond. I thought you guys were responding to me. I'm like, it's just me. I'm hearing voices. We should have had the medium on tonight. She could have explained what I was hearing, but
Yeah, I was like, it wasn't me. I didn't touch anything. Oh, and real quick, I just want to let the chat know I can see the comments, but I can't respond to them because I'm on my phone. But I do see them. So, hello everybody.
yes, hello.
Sorry
The
about
chat
that.
is active. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say something, and then all that echo crap completely took off like a squirrel in my head. I don't know where the squirrel went. I'll come back to it. So it's safe to say that you were talking about these things, and get to ducking point brings up a lot of great ideas that we all grew up with, right? The gender rolling, The woman does this because she's a woman. The man does this because he's a man. And you have that traditional. So I think the traditional household still lives. I just don't think it's embraced the same way as what it was. I think because now it's no longer, oh, you're a stay-at-home mom. Okay. Like that used to be a bad thing. It was like you're almost a failure as a woman if you decided to stay at home.
Yeah. So oh gosh,
That's Katie. I don't know if she's got a
Oh,
No, I mean, I'm not talking. I mean, I had some things to say, but go ahead, Carrie.
No, there's okay, can we hear it now? Katie, are you on phone or are you on laptop?
I'm on phone.
make sure that you don't the YouTube oh my gosh down on YouTube.
The show is possessed.
Where's the doll?
What the fuck is happening?
Oh,
We should have had the medium on here.
she's
Oh
coming
my
on next
God.
week.
Oh my
Katie, oh my God.
Can you mute her, Tara?
She just muted herself.
I already muted myself. I'm muting myself again.
I have to take my headset off. Jesus Christ.
Poop out of you.
Well, it would come in so high pitched, like the dolls were the ones making the echo from Katie's head. And that is what's happening. Those dolls have possessed the area. And so, yeah,
That's too
I was gonna let her do it so we could tease next week because the medium is coming on with us next week. Well, let's wrap up this whole traditional versus non-traditional. See if we can get Katie reverb because we need Katie to turn her camera on so she can show us the possessions that are taking over the show next week.
real quick. I just wanted to comment on about, you said it's no longer, oh, you're stay-at-home mom, like it used to be like that. And so I just want to say I was married to a very high up person in Boeing, and I didn't work. I didn't work, and I can remember going to like the Christmas parties for Boeing and stuff. And of course, the women would always say, "So what do you do?" And I'd be like, "Stay at home." And you could tell like instantly their faces are like, "Oh," you know what I mean? And that was kind of normal. Unfortunately, I don't know why it became normal to look down on women that stayed at home because
Women's movement. It was a women's movement. It was the third
right.
The third feminist movement is what it was in the 80s.
Well, I think moms that stay at home have one of the biggest jobs you could ever have. So
it's been a six-figure position since well before
right.
six-figure positions were a thing.
Yeah,
I loved it. I
highly respect women that hold positions as well in their own career. I totally respect that. That's wonderful that they want to do.
So we're going to wrap up this conversation. The gal who was supposed to be on here with us tonight did text me and say, "Oh my God, it's Katie." Katie, damn it. She caught me off guard. Hold the boat with those. We're going to introduce them in a second.
Oh, how cool.
I need a warning label. Like I need some, never mind.
Oh, I got a friend.
I love that.
Oh God, it turns Amber on. So we're gonna bring my friend on a different time when she's feeling better. Good Lord. Well, I will tell a story about Katie.
Don't you love it? Don't you just love it?
Let me wrap up the conversation. Oh, that's disturbing.
You gotta love it.
God. I will get to those dolls in a moment. And you're still echoing with the crap. What is wrong with her freaking laptop? I don't like your laptop. We're gonna fix that.
Kick her.
I know. So we are going to come back to this conversation and bring the gal on that initiated all this because I definitely want to get her direct perspective on this and just keep this going. But next week hopefully we're not going to echo because Katie just unmuted herself. Next week we are going to have Terry the medium on with us, and we can show the damn dolls. We had a girls' weekend slumber party type shenanigans thing, and we're in an antique store, and this possessed area of the antique store just drew us all into it. Kathy and I were smart enough to we walked the other direction. We're like, nope, bad juju. We're walking away. Meanwhile, Katie and Amber are making love to these dolls in this section of the store. And so Katie,
I kiss them every night. Just saying.
Surprised you don't nurse them at this point. Like, really? So Katie, so Katie, that's the haunted dolls section. This lady who is fighting cancer has this booth in this antique store in Winfield, Kansas, and she sells these dolls to pay for her cancer treatments. And thanks to the likes of people like Katie, her cancer treatments are fully paid for because these dolls are not necessarily cheap. So this woman just takes random baby dolls that your normal daughters, even sons sometimes, love and cuddle and sleep with and take care of, and she desecrates them and massacres them and makes it look like, I
mean, that is a little creepy.
A little is an understatement. So we will get into some of the shenanigans we had that night with these stupid dolls. And what's that app? There was an app that Kathy and Amber have.
Ghost Tube.
Mm-hmm. Well, Amber got me on it. I haven't used it since that night, though.
Well, there's a reason for that, because Freddy Krueger came through those dolls that night. I'm pretty certain.
I think it's really weird that somebody would have the idea to do that. It creeps me out. Won't lie. I also think it's really cool that she is able to come up with that idea and sell those and make enough money to do what she needs to do for herself. That's awesome.
She's not selling these things at just this place, right? They're popular. No. And so they have bad juju. I get weird feelings around them every time there is some sort of whatever it is. It's bad. It doesn't feel
Ghost
good.
Tube thought so too.
Yes, Ghost Tube agreed with me.
Yeah.
And it freaked me and Kathy both out. I'm like, no, absolutely. I'm not drinking anymore. That's bad. That's bad things will happen if I drink, and that shit happens. No.
Should have invited her back to where you're staying.
Oh. No. Ugh. So we will.
I'm going to say to you guys, like I say to Aaron, don't be a pussy. It's fine.
I have one, so I can be whatever the hell I want. Thank you.
Well, I'm excited.
Yes. Thank you. Just a ducking point. Yes, Satan's window. Katie has like front row seats to Satan's window, and she invites us every damn time these dolls show up. Those are Satan's kids. I'm telling you. Like, even Satan's like, yeah, I'm gonna give y'all up for adoption because even I can't do this. Like, even I gotta let you guys go, which is how Katie got to them. So what
all is the medium gonna do? Is she gonna be like able to take some of us and do her thing, or what?
Well, so she was on last year, and I need to go back and look at the footage. So I don't remember who. Does anybody remember being on the show with Terry last year?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, I knew you were. Is it just you and me?
I was on it.
Okay, so the three of us.
I didn't think it was just the two of us, but
okay.
She basically just talked about what she did. She didn't really,
Yeah, so she doesn't do that stuff very often. She does some paranormal investigations, and so I want to get into some story. Oh, and there's the Irish goodbye. We did not miss it. That or the dolls took over, one of the two. So she's going to come back on and give us another lowdown of her gift and how it's been continued through her family. And then I actually want her to go into a little bit of the difference between clairvoyance. There's several different voyants out there. And so I want her to talk about those. And then just stories of things. Oh, she's back. The dolls did take over, and then they let her come back. So welcome back.
Look at Ducking's comment.
Ducking, God.
You fool.
She is our.
She's not wrong.
No, she's not, but she's definitely our top shenanigans starter right there. I'll be glad to enjoy watching you fools play with him. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So we'll go through some medium stories and things that she's done, and if I'll ask her. I don't know if we'll go with her comfort level. She's pretty sensitive about this kind of thing. She takes it very seriously, and she's pretty sensitive. It wears her out when she uses her gift. It really does take a lot out of her. She says it really just it just tires her whole body out. So I don't understand the gift entirely. I know I've talked with her daughter, and then I think there's a granddaughter that's starting to show some gift-like similarities. So we will get into that since
I don't know
Halloween.
I believe in all that, but I would like to talk to her about Megan. That would be kind of cool.
Oh, that's
Really-
you know what?
Believe in
Yeah.
try. You know what I mean?
I'll ask her. I'll
Yeah.
text her tonight because I don't know if she's watching. But I'll ask her if she's cool with that and see if there's something that she needs beforehand. I don't know how, like you've seen Hollywood, right? Like give me a picture or a thing they touched or whatever.
Yeah, let's see if we can do that. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I will ask her, and then I'll ask her if she's not comfortable doing that, I'll see if she knows somebody who is.
Yeah.
And see if they'll come on for somebody called the exit get to ducking point. I'm sorry, it's get to ducking point's like a damn squirrel in the chat room. That's what it is. It's like ADD. Whoop. But we'll see if we can find, if Terry's not comfortable doing it, maybe she knows somebody who can do some readings or something of that nature. And maybe Terry can stay by and be a guide to us through that experience. Because I think I have been a part of I've been a part of a medium reading before where it was a random call out. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Matt Frazier. I was in one of his online deals, and a random call out. It seemed very eerie because there's the information he had. You can't find it anywhere. It was a very emotional information. And I went back and looked at our video, and we didn't look to trigger him, but I may be biased too. So, but that's what we're doing next week is we're gonna do some Halloween stuff with mediums and those damn dolls.
And those damn dolls. Okay, don't call them damn dolls. I'm gonna name them.
They're clearly damned. Did you see them? They're both damned. That's what the damned look like. I've seen movies.
I'm gonna name them, and then we'll have names for them next time. But anyway, I wanted to say that one of my friends, one of my dearest friends, he had a stepdaughter that committed suicide years ago. I mean, I would say 5 years ago. Anyway, he did tell me that his wife and his other stepdaughter, they went to see a medium and they got a reading. Like, he was telling me all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And it, like, I was shocked by what he told me. Because,
yeah, it's hard to put into
Like,
words, right?
Why were you shocked? What do you mean, Katie?
well, just specific information that she wouldn't have known. You know, you always, I'm not going to say I'm not a believer. I do believe in like that type of thing. But when you go to a medium and you get a reading or whatever, but
you never know if they're real or not.
yes, and he made me a believer. That's what I will say. And I think that they traveled like a good ways to and I'll have to ask him about it again, and I'll bring that up in the conversation. But
yeah, I know good. Next month will be 1 year. So
yeah, it's incredible.
And
but to your you're breaking up, Kay. What's that, Carrie?
Get Ducking said, by the way, just want to share after diagnosed because with 3 tumors, I am cancer free. Never give up. That's so awesome.
That is awesome.
Congratulations. That's
Congrats.
Awesome.
It is very cool.
Hey guys, I got to jump off.
You're good. I think, we'll just, we'll go into next week. Do you want to show the dolls one more time as Amber makes her departure because they are her favorite blonde next to you?
You want me to show the dolls again?
I'll allow it. That way, in case there needs to be some screenshots for purposes later on.
Oh God, I will take pictures and I'll name the dolls and I'll send them to you.
You need to send me pictures. I want to send them to Terry ahead of time to make sure she's okay if I show them on camera and go like, I don't want to knock her out. It's what is that on like a Halloween Christmas tree? What the hell is that?
Nice.
Yes, it is. I decorate this
Yes.
for the season. So this is my Halloween tree right now. But
Love
usually
it.
it's like 4th of July. It was decorated for 4th of July. And now it's
Yes,
the
it was.
Halloween stuff.
Cool.
This is what I do. Oh, where's the, oh yeah. And you can, well, yeah. You
I
got
love
the
how
big
she has
sleeves.
thankful on one level and then the skull and
I know.
where
Where?
did it go? There it is.
Wow. I like
Oh.
this.
There's
Oh.
God.
Hey. No. Sorry. I'm sorry.
You know what? I am like 45. No, I'm not. I'm 45. No, I'm 30 minutes away. I'm still getting the feeling like it floats through the virtual internet or words. Not tonight.
There's like a
Craziness.
All right, you guys, I'm jumping down.
Yeah.
Same. You guys. Thanks for being here tonight. We'll catch you guys
Yeah.
next week
Thanks,
for our
everyone.
Halloween show.
Thank you for
See
the
ya.
all of them.
Talk to you guys soon.
All right,
Thank you,
Bye.
guys thank you guys for being in the chat. We'll see you next week.